All right, boys, so we're right back to work today because we got to get this engine in this chassis so Brian can have his daily driver back. So, as you guys know, we have the M54 ZHP engine that we're throwing in Brian's 328. And it's going to be the OEM engine upgrade to bring this car up, hopefully another 50 horsepower, if not more. Yesterday, you saw we regasketed the whole thing. Everything's almost all set. What we have to do now is we have to throw the engine harness on. We have to do the M50 intake adapter kit. And throw the new clutch on, all these new goodies, and hopefully we could bolt the engine trans in. We'll see. If everything goes to plan, it might work. So, jumping right into it, we gotta get the intake on the car. And well, the factory intake, this thing, this ugly ass, freaking bulky ass thing, is not going back on the motor. That is hopefully not gonna fall. That we are changing out for a M50 intake. Now, if you guys are any bit knowledgeable about the E46, the M50 is the go-to intake manifold because it flows the best out of all of them. It has fat long runners and it tends to be a bolt-on 15 horse on any E36 engine. And well, a company called Seems Legit Garage, I'll put it right here, they make a full adapter kit to run, I've been looking for the whole time, the M50 intake on a E46 engine, on any E46 engine. Here it is. I was looking the whole time. Right here. So this is the M50 intake, and as you can tell, it's definitely a lot prettier than the factory one, and it has a lot better runners, and they're all just kind of in row. So we're gonna take this 1993 intake manifold and put it on this 2006 BMW engine and make quite a bit extra horse puppies. Check it out. This is the entire kit. Now, I unpackaged everything so it doesn't look that fancy, but it was packaged real nicely. Take my word for it. So this is everything we need to adapt an old ass intake on this new ass engine. So we'll go through it one by one, and if you guys have an E46, pay attention because you're probably going to want to do this mod. So first thing we have to do is rob a couple things off the old intake, and that is the fuel rail, throttle body, and the idle air control. So we got everything we need right here, everything's cleaned up and we're ready to go. So the first thing I want to do is get the throttle body on the intake itself. And so they sell an adapter for it. All right, so everything's here all cleaned up, ready to go. And man, we'll just start throwing this thing together. So we have the intake manifold, and the first thing I want to do is not get covered in water, but I want to throw the throttle body on. So this is a M45 or the electronic throttle body, which we're going to utilize. Brian really wanted it, so we're going to do it. And they happen to have a adapter plate for it. So this bolts onto the intake, and then this bolts onto there. All right, so that goes on there. IAC time. So factory fitting, gone. We take this. Oh, this is nice. I like this. Look at this. Ready?
Oh, that was satisfying.
Take this. That is not going anywhere. I really need that for my E36. And then I think we take this little one right here.
You gotta spit on it first.
Take this one. Whack her there. Take this. Dude, it's just a big puzzle. I love it. And then the coupler, shove it on, and then
look at that.
Look at that.
Complete M50 manifold conversion.
Not yet.
Damn.
Let's put all the hose clamps on. If you don't have an M54, you gotta swap out your intake air temperature sensor, but that's built into our MAF, so we're good. Then we have this vacuum fitting right here. We'll probably use that for the fuel pressure regulator, so we're good to go. At this point, this thing's basically ready to throw on, but if you want, you could actually port match your intake because these are actually smaller than the M50 is. So it's a little scary, but you can close the valve show rag in there, sit there, clean it out, and they sell a template. You just slip on, and you're good to go. So Brian already did that, so we can kind of just slip it on. But before we do that, let's throw the engine harness on. because it all goes underneath the intake and it'll be a little bit easier with that thing off. So we used to have this giant plastic piece right here that all the lume went through. It must have bolted onto the OEM intake, but this time it was getting in our way. So I'm getting rid of this. I'll electrical tape all this up. We'll be good to go. Bolted up, and this thing looks a hell of a lot better than the factory intake. This is actually pretty good looking. It just looks like an E46 engine with some extra oomph. So the last thing we have to do to complete our conversion on the M50 intake is the fuel rail and the fuel injectors. So unfortunately the fuel rail doesn't bolt directly to the new intake. We actually have to start off by cutting the existing legs. So we cut the little brackets off, we cleaned the crap out of the fuel rail, lubed up all the injectors. Now we're ready to seat it. And we could just take this and just seat the injectors. All right, the kit comes with these two little brackets right here. Use this and this, and we're good to go. M50 manifold conversion complete. It's not done just yet. When you go to click the fuel injector plugs in, they're backwards. We gotta rotate them. So we're just gonna get rid of this box. All right, who needs it? Click, click. Okay. Now we're good. Good to go.
Hey.
This thing going in today or what?
22 foot-pounds.
These happen to be probably one of the coolest coils.
Right, I was so excited when I found out MS45 used these coils. Like, they're so much easier to take in and out.
So these are the same coils on like an E90, right?
Yeah, I'm
That's
pretty sure.
Super freaking cool. Love that.
Stolen valor.
You stole that from me.
Yeah.
Well, at least it works. At least it fits. Not too shabby, B. This is just like a massive S52.
Right? It does, especially with the AC compressor on this side. Ugh. It's a big girl.
It's a pretty looking engine, dude. This is a very pretty looking engine with the new intake and whatnot. Or the old intake.
Old intake, yeah. At least it's just a massive chunk of aluminum, so it's not as much of a anchor as it looks.
We were just talking about it. We actually have like some really high expectations for this. Usually we play the defense.
Yeah, usually we have super low expectations. That way we're not super let down.
But this time
we're gonna be super let down.
I think you did. I think this is gonna be really, really good. It looks cool. All right, so we just tidied everything up. Now it is time to take it off the engine stand, throw the new clutch kit on, throw the trans on, and hopefully we can slip this thing in. So let's show him Brian's new clutch, because this is what he needed more than anything. Because his was smoked.
True. This was half the reason why I did it. Oh, what the heck? Oh, these are those exhaust things.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, so of course we got everything from FCP Euro, and this is the clutch kit. Want to explain it?
No. Sure. I don't know. It's a single mass conversion.
Because they're factory dual mass.
Dual mass, right?
So this kit comes with everything. Of course, we have pressure plate bolts, flywheel bolts, the guides. Look at that. Throw bearing, single mass flywheel.
Still heavy as heck.
Look at that unit, dude.
There's other clutch options out there, but they literally go from like $600 to like $1,500. So I don't know. Maybe one day I'll get a really, really expensive clutch if I ever go turbo. But I think this is gonna do perfect for my setup.
I think this will be more than good enough. So, all right, let's get it off the stand. Awesome, now it's time to get the trans ready to slip on. So we have our little pivot bushing right here. The clip, throw bearing, some grease. Get it on there. So this thing's always wrecked. If you're gonna do your clutch, do not forget this, because everyone forgets them, myself. This thing, it's made out of plastic.
Yeah, I don't know what BMW's thinking.
Come on, give it a. Oh!
Good old twist and stank.
That's not a thing.
Flocka Flocka said it.
Oh.
There we go. See? So you get the brass one, it's a little upgrade.
They make a stainless steel one too. I don't know. This one probably wears out faster, but how long is it gonna take to wear that thing out? Doesn't that hurt your foot?
No, we're good.
It's not in there.
All right, it's seated. Little clip. It's locked in there. A little bit of lube, never hurt nobody. Get this, slip it on. There we go, boys. That's it. Let's marry these two together. Oh, there we go. It's smooth. Luckily, BMWs have the smallest transmissions ever. Well, at least the ZF trans. This thing is gonna be awesome. I think I'm more hyped than Brian for this swap. That's gonna feel really, really good.
You've been yelling every time you start a new clip.
I don't know what this energy is.
What is it today?
I don't know. I'm so burnt out. It was a really muggy day. Your boy lost way too much water. All right.
Oh, we're so close. Engine is about to go in.
Luckily, Carter just showed up. Maybe he'll be useful.
Maybe.
So obviously, here's the goal. Let's get it in the car. Both of the engine mounts, both on the trans mounts. Go home, and then tomorrow we'll probably get it started. Sound good?
Yeah, no, we just need to get it sitting there, and then tomorrow we'll go over it and make sure.
I am just so happy to see what it looks like with that intake setup and everything in the car.
It looks cool. Like it looks like an engine I haven't seen before because I haven't really, you know.
All right. Well,
Fingers crossed this goes great. We didn't throw an engine leveler on it. We got this. Hey, we're about to put an engine in. You want to come help?
I'm literally like, I'm passing your exit right now. Do you have 50? Not even. I'm gassing it.
Okay, we'll see you soon.
All right, I'm there. Don't start. You better not.
I won't. It's always a tradition.
All right.
All right.
All right. I'm flooring it.
Nah,
Peace
bye-bye.
out.
the star of the show has arrived.
One second.
Is your motor mount seated?
Yeah. We good?
I think mine did. Let's see.
Safe, boys. Safe. It's in there. It's not really bolted in, but
It's under its own weight.
let's go.
Nice whip handle.
Nice job, guys. That was a high five for each and every one of you at home.
It's in. That's cool.
All right, let's take the straps off. Get a look at it.
Yeah, man, this thing's pretty in there. Pull her out. Nice work, Bear. Give him a call. Screw you.
There we go. M54 officially in Brian's 328.
I know it like looks the same, but it totally doesn't to me.
No, I get entirely what you mean.
You know, my throttle body used to be under here, like that in and of itself.
I know, we actually made it easier to work on with this engine.
Yeah, like, but on top of that, like, doesn't it piss you off to like have an engine you can't even see the throttle body?
Yeah, that's
Like you physically couldn't see it.
Dude, this looks really, I mean, we're so used to looking at E46 motors, at least I am, which I think are really pretty.
Yeah.
So like now this looks like a modernized E36 engine.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the other one did too, but even more so.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it looks so good. Okay, well, we have about probably a day and a half worth of more work if nothing breaks or.
If everything goes right, yeah.
Super exciting. I'm super.
Still got a few more new parts to go on. I already, we didn't tell you guys, but I already changed every single bushing for my shifter, so the transmission is gonna feel amazing too.
We got them an upgraded Guibo, upgraded center support bearing.
Yep.
Like, everything's fresh, everything's mint, everything's top of the line. This car is gonna feel so good.
Exactly. So stay tuned. We got just a little bit more work to go, and then I think we're ready for testing pretty soon.
I cannot wait. Well, Brian, you're about to spend a lot more on tires soon.
I know. that is true. I mean, I've already been like spending more in tires as I progress as a driver, but this is gonna definitely make it a lot worse for my bank account.
It'll be worth it, but it looks awesome. Nice work, Randall.
All thanks to me.
Carter, you worked hard over there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
But okay, this was my goal for today. I'm super happy. This looks so freaking good. So you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. And Randall?
It couldn't have been done without the crane operator, am I right?
Nice work, Randy.
Stay tuned for more content!
Good night.